Hello students, welcome back to our session. Today I am going to explain about the second unit concept. Today I'm going to start second unit concept. And in the second unit we have the major concept called it functions. So functions are not functions what we can where we can use. So what is function? Functions where we can use. All those things we will discuss in this session. What is function? A function is nothing but if you want to execute a specific task in a specific time is called function. So whatever the program code we have, that program code, for example, if you have a large program, that large program we can divide and save into a functions where we have to use that function we need to call that function. So in that cases we can use the functions. By using functions we can write the programs very easily, we can understand and we can debug. Debug is nothing but if you have any modifications in our functions, then simply we can edit that function. Function is nothing but a large program can divide it into a multiple tasks. A large program can divide it into a multiple tasks. So each task can store into we have to write that related code into a function. So that function where we have to use, in that case we just can call and we can just execute. So for that, in that cases we can use the functions. By using functions we have a number of advantages. So what are they? For example, 100 lines of code you have. That 100 lines of code, if you want to use in any other program, how you can use? There is no chance, because of line by line you are writing that code. So if you want to write that line, same line 100 lines of code in the single document, in the single blocks, then if you want to use again that one, again you need to write that entire program. So that is a burden of programmers. So if you write like that, for example, in our program contains 1 crore lines of code. So if you want to edit or if you want to debug, if you want to identify any errors, then all those things are very critical. So that's why we need to avoid a single concept. So compulsory, a large program compulsory need to divide, and that divided content can need to store into a functions. That functions where we have to use, there we need to execute. So like that, functions are very useful, and also reusability is also possible. If you write some piece of code into a function, that function we have to use number of places without writing number of times. If you write a single time, just we can call that function, we can execute that function simply enough. So that is very great concept, nothing but a reusability concept we have. If you don't write in the functions, if you don't write that code into functions number of times as per your requirement, in your program 100 times you need to write, then 100 times you have to write. So that is burden of programmers, and that is the burden of time consuming of the processor for while executing time. So to avoid all those things, we need to split the program, large program, into small programs, small blocks. That block of code into store into your functions. If you want to execute that function, immediately you can call and execute that function. So once you have to write that program, and number of times we can use that program. So that is the functionality of functions concept. Now let us start in the practically. Let us start in this session. Okay, what is function? A function is a group of statements that exist within a program for the purpose of performing a specific task. Specific task, nothing but a function is nothing but a group of statements. For example, 100 lines of code you have. In this 100 lines of code, for your understanding purpose, I am opening paint window. In that I am drawing programs, and this is large program. Large program is nothing but this program contains statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and so on 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 and so on. Statement n statements, we have written in this program. N is nothing but, for example, you think 100 lines of code. Okay, na? Okay. So now I am writing function 1. Function 1. So in the function 1, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. Okay, function 1 is enough. Function 2, statement 4, statement 5, statement 6. Like that, number of functions we have: function 1, function 2, function 3, function 4. This 100 lines of code we can split and divide into a functions. So this first 3 statements I have stored into the function 1 first. Next 3 statements I have stored it into a function 2, like this. So a large program can divide it into a multiple functions. If you write like this, and other program you need to write same statements, then same program you need to write in that program also. But if you write like, if you divide and save into a functions, if you, and other programs also functions, just we need to call that function and execute that function. We need to call that function and execute that function. So simply we can execute. A large program can divide it into a multiple blocks of code. That block of codes can store into a functions, like that function 1, function 2, function 3, function 4, as per our requirement. For example, a bank contains 100 lines of code. So I have divided into a multiple tasks. What are the tasks? Withdraw function, deposit function, and balance inquiry function, and also pin change function. Like that, each task I can divide into a function. అంటే ఒక్కొక్క టాస్క్ని నేను ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఫార్మాట్లో రాసాను అనమాట. సో ఐ హ్యావ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద లార్జ్ టాస్క్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఫర్ ద బ్యాంక్ ఇన్ ద బ్యాంక్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. సో దట్ ఇన్ దట్ బ్యాంక్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఐ హ్యావ్ డివైడెడ్ a specific task and that particular code is stored into that particular function. So for the balance inquiry function I need to write. For the withdraw function purpose, withdraw function related code I need to write. When withdraw functions I need to create that related code, I need to write in that block only. Like that, the complete large bank program divided into a multiple tasks and multiple times. Wherever we need to use in that place we need to call that function. Simply it can execute. Bank is the example of functions. So bank contains how many functions? Major functions: withdraw, deposit, balance inquiry, pin change, like all those things. All services it can divide into a functions. So each function called on specific task, because of each function is indicating one specific task to execute purpose. As per user satisfaction purpose, యూజర్స్ కంపల్సరీ దేనికి దానికి అర్థమయ్యేలా ఉంటేనే యూజర్స్ అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకొని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసుకోగలుగుతారు. వాళ్ళ టాస్క్లు వాళ్ళు ఓన్గా చేసుకోగలుగుతారు. సో ఇలా డివైడ్ చేయకుండా, ప్రోగ్రామ్ సింప్లిఫై చేయకుండా ఉంచితే అందరూ యూజ్ చేయలేరు. ఓన్లీ కోడ్ తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు లేదా స్పెసిఫిక్ ట్రైనింగ్ తీసుకున్న వాళ్ళు మాత్రమే యూజ్ చేయగలరు. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద డిసడ్వాంటేజ్ ఫర్ ద బిజినెస్ కంపెనీస్. సో ఎప్పుడైనా సరే కస్టమర్ సాటిస్ఫై అవ్వాలి అంటే బిజినెస్ అర్థం అవ్వాలి. ఫస్ట్ బిజినెస్ అందరికి కూడా అండర్స్టాండ్ అవ్వాలి. ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఫర్ ద కస్టమర్, సో కస్టమర్ డస్ నాట్ రిఫర్ దట్ కంపెనీ. Next, how many types of functions we have in the Python programming language? There are 2 types of functions. What are they? First one is built-in function, and second one is user-defined functions. Same functions concept we have learned in that C language also. In the previous semester already we have learned same functions: built-in functions, user-defined functions. So built-in functions into manam, let us see right now. What are the built-in functions we have in the Python programming language? Now in this section we have to see that one. Built-in functions are nothing but these functions already defined and come along with the Python software. What are the predefined functions? And these functions also called predefined function because of these functions contain predefined functionality. So predefined functionality is nothing but it is already available and it is already comes with along with Python software. Nothing but here I given a few examples for your understanding purpose. Print function we have na, print function. So IDLE is nothing but Python shell window. It is opening, just wait. Okay, print function, we are just using this function print out in between double quotes whatever the string we have configured, that string as usually it will represent on the screen, it will represent on the console also. Now all of you carefully observe, just we can call this function along with our requirement specific string. మనం ఇక్కడ ఏం కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసామో దీనికి అర్థమవుతుంది, ఇది మనకు రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ దిస్ ప్రింట్ ఫంక్షన్ కంటైన్ ప్రీడిఫైన్డ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ. Am I correct or not? And it was this function was already developed by the predefined developers. It is coming with along with Python software. So we no need to develop this functionality again. It has already developed by the Python software developers and nothing but Python introducers. So just when if you want to use, then you can use that one. ఇక్కడ మనం ఏది కాన్ఫిగర్ చేస్తే ఇది మన రిక్వైర్మెంట్, మనం ఏది కాన్ఫిగర్ చేస్తే అదే ఇది రిసీవ్ చేసుకొని అగైన్ మనకి రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది కదా. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రింట్ ఫంక్షన్. Print function functionality is what? Whatever the string we have configured in the print function, that print function as it is it will show the output format in the console window or in the Python shell window. Now understand now? That is the predefined function functionality. So one more predefined function is also there, that is input function. Input function where we have to use if you want to collect any input through the keyboard. So in that case we can use the input function. We can use the input function. Enter your name and closing quotes, closing the bracket, again I am pressing the enter key. All of you carefully observe, whatever the string we have configured here, that string as it is it will represent on the screen. Again also it is expecting one input from the keyboard. So by reading this line, user compulsory need to enter their name. Here my name is Siva. Siva I am entering. All of you carefully, whatever the string I have entered, that string as it is representing on the screen. So print function functionality is what? It is for if anything want to print on the console, for that print function we need to use. If you want to collect any information through the keyboard, in that case we can use the input function. So input function is used to collect the inputs. Print function is showing the outputs. Print function functionality is showing the outputs. So these two functions are contains the predefined functionality. So that's why these two functions are called built-in functions, because of we have already, along with Python software, these two functions are already available. We no need to develop again for our requirement. And again one more range function also we have. Range function is nothing but we can use this function along with looping statements, because of it is generating, because of it will generate the progressions at the time of looping times, at the time of iterating times. Looping statements are used for a statement or a block of statements. If you want to execute repeatedly the block of statements, in that case we can use the looping statements. In that case, how many times it will iterate? So that iterations are going on by using range function. Because of range function maximum work with looping statements. Range function will generate the progressions. Nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that series it will generate. So range function contain range function three types. Range function is available in three ways. Range function with one argument, range function with two arguments, range function with three arguments. Already we have discussed in the earlier. So if you want to know about that range function, just listen previous classes in the looping statements, repetition structures. Then you can understand about the range function. So this is also predefined function. The range function is also predefined function. Nothing but built-in functions. Built-in means already it has developed. Just we can use that functions. Next concept is what? User-defined functions. So secondary type. User-defined function means sometimes our required functions also we need to develop as per we need to develop explicitly as per our required logic. So these three functions, we have the predefined functionality. Because of this is the common concept. So that's why they are already developed and introduced along with Python software. Built-in functions has the common functionality. So that's why they are already developed and they are already introduced along with Python software. So we don't need to develop again. We just need to use as per our requirement. But user-defined functions are nothing but sometimes we need to develop our own logic. So for that own logic defining by using user-defined functions. These functions are defined by the programmer at the time of requirement in the projects. User-defined functions are again divided into two types. They are void functions and non-void functions. Void functions and non-void functions. And non-void functions are also called value returning functions. Value returning functions. Void functions are nothing but it does not return anything in the programs. If you write void functions, if you call that function, it can execute and control will return back. But non-void functions or value returning functions, compulsory one value it will return to the calling place. Compulsory one value it will return to the calling place. Now we can discuss about the concepts also. So first we have to discuss about the void functions. These functions does not return anything to the calling function. Does not return to the calling function. If we call void function, then it can simply execute. If you call that void function, then it can simply execute. All of you carefully observe. At this time, you don't understand these two lines. First, we can understand how to create the void function and how to call that function. Okay, na? After learning that void function, just you can understand about these two lines of statements. So first we have to learn about how to write the void function. For that I am opening one paint window to draw the diagram purpose. If you want to define any function, compulsory DEF keyword we need to use. DEF is nothing but definition. Here we are writing function definition. So that's why DEF keyword is very useful in the Python. If you want to create any function, compulsory DEF keyword we need to use before the function. Here I am writing the syntax. After that I am writing one function. DEF keyword is compulsory to create any function. So that's why I declared here DEF function. And next function underscore name. Opening bracket, closing bracket. So this is function name. And one colon symbol is also must and should be required. And after that, if you want to write a block of code, if you want to declare any block, in C language, if you want to declare any block, compulsory opening bracket, closing bracket we have used. But in the Python software, just if you want to declare a block of code, compulsory one space is enough. Instead of brackets, here you are using one space. That is called indentation space. So that's why I am giving one space here. After that, I am writing statements. Statement. For your understanding purpose, just I simply configure hash symbol because of this is the comment. And one indentation space again. Comment statement 2. First one is statement 1, second one is statement 2. So if you remove this space, the function block is also closed. Statement. All of you carefully observe. Here I given space now. So these two statements belongs to this function, and this statement is not belongs to this function. Because of here I removed space now. Without space I have written here. So if you write like this, block has closed before the line. Block has closed this line. This is the opening block and this is the closing block. Nothing but these two statements belongs to this function. Understand? So this is the process of declaration of function. This is the syntax. Now we are writing one example for your understanding purpose. Example. DEF is the common keyword to create any function, and get underscore name. opening bracket and closing bracket, one colon symbol must and should be required. After that, one indentation space, and next input get name function na input. Here I am writing the statements. Input, enter your name, enter your name. I am closing the double quotes, and print that name. So after reading this input, compulsory one variable must and should be required na. So name variable I introducing here. Don't confuse. And this line is also belongs to function. So that's why I am giving this space also. All of you carefully observe. Print function, name is colon space name. If you write like this, this is declaration. This is called header, and this is called body. This is called body. All of you carefully observe. Here I given function header is what? Function header contain function name. Function statements contain just a space. The first line is known as the function header. It marks the beginning of function definition. It marks the beginning of function definition. So this line, first line is called function header. And after that, here I given some space now. If you give that space, interpreter can understand these all statements are belongs to this function. This space is called indentation space. The function header begins with the keyword def. Def is nothing but definition, followed by the name of the function. Same function name is also given, and followed by the set of parentheses. Parenthesis is nothing but opening bracket, closing bracket, opening bracket and closing bracket. This is called parenthesis, brackets. Functional brackets are called also parenthesis brackets, and followed by the colon symbol. All of you carefully observe. Here I given one colon symbol na. Same. And next one, indentation space required to declare a block of statements. So here I given space na. So this space must and should be required. Then only interpreter can understand these two statements are belongs to this function. Otherwise, interpreter does not understand. Immediately it will throw the error. The function does not contain any statements. Sorry, the function don't have any statements. And calling procedure. Calling procedure. Just function name. If you want to call this function, if you want to execute this function, and simply get underscore name is enough. So if you write like that, immediately the control will comes from here to here. First it will search, and this function is available. Immediately this all statements will execute. Understand? So this is called wired function. Wired function. Practically I will explain. Don't worry about that. For that I am opening one notepad window, and here I am writing def get underscore name, opening bracket, closing bracket, one colon symbol must and should be required here. After that, one indentation space, one or more than one, but all statements compulsory same space need to provide. If you give the two spaces here, now I am writing get na, now I am writing under the get, same position. మీరు ఈ స్పేస్ వదిలేయాలనుకుంటే అన్ని స్టేట్మెంట్స్కి కూడా ఈ స్పేస్ వదిలేయాలి ఈ బ్లాక్లో ఉన్న వాటికి. సో ఫర్ యువర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ పర్పస్ జస్ట్ నేను ఇక్కడ ఒక స్పేస్ వదులుతున్నాను, కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వద్దు. జస్ట్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ వన్ స్పేస్. అండ్ నేమ్ వేరియబుల్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ ఇన్పుట్ ఫంక్షన్ ఓపెనింగ్ బ్రాకెట్ అండ్ క్లోజింగ్ బ్రాకెట్ ఎంటర్ యువర్ నేమ్ and one colon symbol. Just after that I am printing your name is. So compulsory in between double quotes we need to configure in between double quotes, and closing the double quotes one comma operator, and name is also given here. And first print this line. After that, whatever the input we enter, that input store it into the name variable. That name variable it will print into the by using print function. So the function created. This function is, this file is also I am saving with function one name .py is the extension Python software, and save as type is all files. Now I am saving on the desktop. Click on the save button and next. Just now I am calling for executing purpose. I am calling this function. If you write like this, immediately this function will search this function definition is available or not. Definition is nothing but a logic. మన ఫంక్షన్ లాజిక్ ఇక్కడ రాసాం కదా, ఇదంతా లాజిక్ అనమాట. ఈ ఫంక్షన్ టాస్క్ మనం డిసైడ్ చేసాం కదా ఏం ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ కావాలి. సో దిస్ ఎంటైర్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఎ లాజిక్. Statements are called logic for this function. If you write like this, immediately the control will created and control will search this function is available or not. And if this function is available, immediately these two statements will execute. Now I am saving again, opening command prompt for executing purpose. After that, cd command, because of our file is saved on desktop, so that's why I am shifting into my location to on desktop. So it has shifted. Now I am opening that file for executing. What is that file name? File name is what? Function1. So function1. Now I am pressing enter key. Enter your name. It is asking now. So Siva I am entering. So the same name it is printing. Your name is Siva. So this is our function logic. At specific time now. So now one more time I want to execute this function. So that's why one more time I am calling. All of you carefully observe. So here writing is once now, but I am calling number of times. I am calling number of times. Get understood. Here 3 times I am calling. I am saving again. Now I am clearing this desktop. Again one more time I am executing function 1. So 3 times it will execute, because of here 3 times we are calling that function. In this place we are calling 3 times now. So 3 times this logic will execute here. This is calling function. This is function definition. So name Siva. Next again it is asking enter your name now. Mali again Ravi. So again Hari. All of you carefully observe. 3 times it has executed now. So like that function logic is written in only one time. But we are calling number of times. But here calling, here I call it 3 times continuously. But as per our requirement, if you want to call in between your program, then you may call. And one function to another function is also we may call, no problem. If you have 2 functions and one function defined it and one more function is also defined it, and your current function has called from that function also, you can call, no problem. At runtime you can understand everything, but first you need to understand how to create the void function, how to call the function. This is created function definition. This is called a function definition, and this is calling function. So if you write like this, immediately the control will search getName function is available or not. If the function is available, immediately these all statements will execute. So how many times I called here? 3 times. So 3 times it will execute like this. So that is called void function. Void function is nothing but మనం ఇక్కడ నుంచి కాల్ చేసాం. If you call here, control will comes from here to here and it will execute all statements. Immediately the control will comes back to the calling place. Again next statements will read. It will search this, find out this one. If the function find out this one, immediately these 2 statements will execute again. And control will comes back to the calling place. Calling place is where? Here na. ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయిందో అక్కడికి మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అయింది, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళింది, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయింది, ఇవన్నీ అయిపోయినాయి, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిపోయినాయి, అండ్ ద కంట్రోల్ విల్ రిటర్న్ బ్యాక్ టు ద కాలింగ్ ప్లేస్. నథింగ్ బట్ దిస్ ఫంక్షన్. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ సెకండ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఇట్ విల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ and again the control will created. The control will go and search for this function. If anything found that function, immediately this all statement will execute. Again the control will return back to the calling place. So like that, if you call 100 times, 100 times is also same procedure is going on behind. So but when you call this function, the control will create it and the function will execute all statement and return back. But it will not carry any value from here to here. So that's why it is called void function. The function does not return anything na here. Void function does not return anything. If you want to return anything, just you need to go for the next function, next type of function. Value returning function is there na. Non-void function, value returning function. Value returning function is nothing but compulsory one value return back to the calling place from the function. Compulsory one value return back to the calling function. So this same program I am writing one more window. All of you carefully observe. Same program. Small modification I will do in this. Just wait. Okay. Same function, same program. This same program I am pasted in another file, but this is void function. In the previous file, whatever the logic we have, that is completely called void function. This is also same logic, but here this print statements I am removing here, and I am removing these two statements also. Here, if you call this function, immediately control will create it. Control will find out this function. If found this function, immediately this statement will execute. After reading this value, enter your name now. This input function read one value input. After reading that input, that value can store into the name variable. That name variable need to return this function. So how to return? Here just you need to return the return statement. Return name is enough. So the control will comes back now for this calling place. Then the name value it can return to this function. So after returning this function, here also one variable must and should be required to store that return value. To store that return value, compulsory one variable must and should be required here. So for that I created one more variable. So all of you carefully observe. Print your name. Your name is closing quotes name variable same. So I saved. How to save? Function 2 is the function file name. Save as type is all files. Now I am saving on the desktop. Again I am opening for this function. So function 2.py. All of you carefully observe. Enter your name. Here Pawan I am entering. So your name is Pawan. Same output it is getting now. So nothing but if you call this function, immediately the control will generate it, the control will create it, and it will search for this function name. If the function name is found in our program, then immediately all those statements will execute, and after getting that input value and storing this variable, that name variable will return to the calling place and store into the again name. And this is not a mandatory. Same name is not mandatory here, not mandatory. For this x variable I am defining, and in this place also x variable. So x variable is for this receiving variable. For the get name return one value, that value compulsory need to receive one variable. So for that x variable I created. So same variable here I have configured. Same execution I am going on. I am executing here. So Siva. So Siva it is printing now. So this variable is not mandatory to maintain the same name. It is your wish. And this is local variable. This is global variable. Because of it is outside the function it has. This variable is available outside the function. This variable is available inside the function. In the variables concept, we have discussed what is the scope of and what is the lifetime of these functions. So you no need to worry about this. First we need to understand what is the function, how many types of functions, and there are two types of functions, built-in functions and user-defined functions. Built-in functions are nothing but print function, input function, range function. Because of these all are having the predefined functionality. That's why these three functions comes along with the Python software. So and next one, user-defined functions. User-defined functions are nothing but they are also classified into two types. What are they? Void functions, non-void or value returning functions. Non-void is nothing but the function does not return anything. Void functions are nothing but does not return anything. Non-void is nothing but return one value to the calling place. Sometimes it is also happened in our current programs, development time. Okay na? For example, మీరు ఎక్కడ చూస్తే అర్థమవుతుందంటే మీరు రిజల్ట్ కొడుతున్నారు కదా, మీరు పాస్ అయ్యారో లేదో చెక్ చేసుకోవడానికి నెట్ ఓపెన్ చేసి ఒక హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తున్నారా, అండ్ హౌ ఇట్ విల్ గెట్ ద రిజల్ట్ టు బ్యాక్ యువర్ కాలింగ్ ప్లేస్. నథింగ్ బట్ మీరు ఇక్కడ ఉండి మీ సిస్టమ్ ఓపెన్ చేసి ఇంట్లో ఉండి ల్యాప్టాప్ ఓపెన్ చేసి బ్రౌజర్ ఓపెన్ చేసి అందులో ఉస్మానియా యూనివర్సిటీ వెబ్సైట్ ఓపెన్ చేసి రిజల్ట్తో మీ నెంబర్ కొడుతున్నారు కదా, మీ నెంబర్ కొట్టంగానే డేటా ఎలా పిక్ చేసుకొస్తుంది వెళ్ళి మీ సబ్జెక్ట్ నేమ్స్, మీ నేము, హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్ అన్నీ కూడా ఒక ఫార్మాట్లో రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది కదా. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్. అట్లా వాల్యూస్ రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది కదా. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రిటర్న్ వాల్యూస్, నాన్ వైడ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ అండ్ వాల్యూ రిటర్నింగ్ ఫంక్షన్స్. సో ఇక్కడ నేను సింటాక్సెస్ అన్ని ఇచ్చాను. వాల్యూ రిటర్న్ చేసినప్పుడు కంపల్సరీ వన్ వేరియబుల్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో మస్ట్ అండ్ షుడ్ బి రిక్వైర్డ్. సో లైక్ దట్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద కాలింగ్ ఫంక్షన్ కాల్ చేయడం సేమ్, బట్ ఫంక్షన్ కాల్ చేశాక వైడ్ ఫంక్షన్ అయితే వేరియబుల్ నాట్ రిక్వైర్డ్ హియర్. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ నాన్ వైడ్ ఫంక్షన్, కంపల్సరీ calling function one value will return. That value compulsory for this receiving purpose one more variable we need to create here for the receiving purpose. So after receiving need to store in this variable. Again if you want to print then print, otherwise if you want to use any other way then you can use, no problem. Next, value returning function contain 3 steps. The value returning functions may return different combinations of values. They are returning strings, returning boolean values, returning multiple values. ఇక్కడ ఒక వాల్యూ రిటర్న్ చేశాను. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ కేర్ఫుల్లీ అబ్జర్వ్. నేమ్ వాల్యూని మాత్రమే రిటర్న్ చేశాను, నథింగ్ బట్ వన్ వాల్యూ. ఓకేనా? ఫర్ యువర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ పర్పస్ ఐ గివెన్ దిస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. బట్ how many ways returning strings also we have na? So in the previous example what we will return, what we have returned name variable, nothing but it is a string. The string it has returned na, name is nothing but a string, it has returned that one. So this concept is over right now, returning strings. This example is also given here. If you want to execute then practice that one, same example. And next one, returning boolean values. Boolean values are nothing but true or false. True or false values also it will return. That example also here I given, carefully observe. Return statement, non-void functions contain return statements. Return statement is mandatory for non-void functions, but void functions does not contain any return statement because of that function does not return anything, just it can simply execute. If you call, just it can simply execute. But non-void functions, if you call, just it can execute and also return one value to the calling place. That is the difference between void functions and non-void functions. Non-void function is also called value returning functions. Next, returning values, returning multiple values. So if you want to return multiple values, for that I am giving one more example. Here same example I am explaining. Fname is nothing but first name. Enter your first name. Okay na? And next one more statement I am writing. L name, last name, input, enter last name. Sorry, enter your first name, enter your last name, same colon symbol, same quotes, same bracket close, and here returning function, how it will return the multiple values. So fname comma L name, just comma is the separator. So fname and last name, these two values it will return to this function. And here also for the receiving purpose 2 variables must and should be required. So x, y. So for that x, y. So first name can store into the x variable and last name can have to store into the y variable. So first name and last name same I am printing, comma y. So here just one space must and should be required. So that's why one empty string I configured, one empty space in between double quotes I have configured. Then first name and last name, in between these two names it will generate the one space here. So that's why it is showing. Now I am executing same function. Enter your first name K, my last name is Siva. So K Siva it is printing na. So like this. Now understand na functions concept. Okay, thank you very much. Today I am going to end in this session.